Hey guys, this is Ninja Dog, and today I'll be showing you how I survive Amplified Hardcore Minecraft for 100 days. Amplified Minecraft is just like normal Minecraft, except there are giant mountains everywhere. These mountains make dying extremely easy, as one wrong button press sends you flying towards certain death. Traveling is also made impossible, as you have to scale tons of giant mountains just to get a few hundred blocks in any direction. Can I make it to day 100 and beat the Ender Dragon? Watch the rest of this video to find out. Also, if you enjoy this video, a sub would really mean a lot. I'm trying to reach 50k subs by the end of the year, and any help is greatly appreciated. Whoosh! Day 1 started out like any other Minecraft world would. I punched some trees, crafted some tools, and mined out a little starter base. I don't plan on living here for very long, so it doesn't have to be pretty. I finished my base as night fell, and I know it's not the best thing ever, but I'm still kind of proud of it. Nothing's gonna stop me from leaving in the morning, though. I still really want to live on a mountain. Day 2 is where things start to get interesting. I wanted to find a nice mountain to put my base on top of, a task which ended up being much harder than I ever thought it would be. The view might be nice from up here, but this mountain definitely isn't the one. It took all day, but eventually I managed to find the perfect mountain. It's gonna take a ton of work to transform it into the perfect base, but we still have 98 days left, so that's okay. By nightfall, I managed to stop mobs from spawning on my tiny floating island via torches. Once that was done, it didn't take me long to set up my living essentials. This isn't a bad start. Day 3, I decided to explore the bigger part of the mountain next to my floating island. This is good. This is very good. A village right next to my base opens up endless possibilities for trades and other business ventures. I usually don't get this lucky with village spawns. I don't know what's going on today. This world is off to a great start already. Day 4, I decided it was a good time to build a ladder connecting my sky base to the ground. Well, I didn't actually end up putting in the ladder yet, just this giant pool at the bottom. At least I can get down quickly. Who needs a ladder? Day 5, the first thing I did was try to trap 2 pigs in this cage to make a reliable food source. Somehow we ended up with only 1 pig in the cage. Let's not talk about it. Anyway, I didn't want the entire day to go to waste, so I started a little mining hole at the bottom of my mountain. Diamonds, here I come. Day 6 was a mining day. I only mined for 1 day, so it's not really worth a mining montage. Unfortunately, I couldn't find anything besides iron. Oh well, this mining trip was still worth it. Day 7, I just sat around my base all day waiting for my ores to smelt. It wasn't a very interesting day, but it was a very necessary one. By the end of the day, I had full iron armor and tools, so the wait was definitely worth it. Day 8, I decided to replace the ugly dirt bridge between my island and the main mountain. And I somehow made something that looks worse than the dirt. Eventually, I managed to make that ugly bridge into something pretty. Wow, that really shouldn't have taken a whole day of my time to pull off. Day 9, I built another bridge leading to a nearby floating island. I then moved my temporary base over to that island. I wanted to eventually do something with my original plot of land, so I thought it would be best to move my stuff off of it before it got too tricky to move. This bedroom might not look like much, but it's home. Day 10, I finally installed a ladder in that giant hole I mined out back on day 4. It took all day, and it's way less satisfying than a water elevator, but that's okay. Also, I almost died at the end of the day, so that was kind of rough. Day 11, I decided it would be a good time to start a farm. Farms are very important in hardcore Minecraft, especially when food is so scarce like it is in Amplified Worlds. I finished planting the limited amount of seeds I had by the end of the day. Day 12, I continued terraforming around my farms, which would hopefully stop mobs from trampling them. It's about as interesting as it sounds. Day 13, I found some pillagers roaming around outside my base. I mostly just ignored them. I'm not really ready for a raid yet. I then traveled down to the mines with one thing on my mind: diamonds. The new 1.17 update makes it extremely difficult to find diamonds, so you can imagine my excitement on day 14 when I finally found them. I made a sword and a pickaxe. Stop judging me. I know an enchantment table would work too. I'm just not that kind of guy. Day 15, I spent the whole day herding around cows and sheep. I've needed to make an animal farm for a while now. I just hate dealing with animal pathfinding. By the end of the day, I got all of the cows and sheep stuck together in a communal pit. Eventually, I'll separate them. Someday. Maybe. Day 16, I had to travel the world looking for sugarcane. Seriously, it's that hard to find in Amplified Worlds. Regardless, by nightfall, I managed to install the sugarcane section of my farm. I'm proud of myself. Day 17, I decided I wanted to build a nether portal building. Not just any nether portal building, though, a Sky Island nether portal building. To accomplish this, I basically had to build a giant tube leading from the ground up to the island. I finished the tube part by nightfall, but I still needed to build a cool looking building on top. That'll happen tomorrow. Oh, also I finally decided decided to build an enchantment table to enchant my tools. I don't know why I didn't do that earlier. I guess I was just stubborn. Day 18, I built a little platform to house my nether portal. Eventually, I'll make this building amazing, but for now, I just want to visit the nether. Well, this nether looks pretty average at best. Oh well. Day 19, I spent the entire day traveling around to find sand. Because of the lack of water in Amplified World, sand can really be hard to come by. What's worse is I forgot to bring a bed on my adventure, which means I'm stuck in a box for the night. Oh well, at least I have sand. Day 20, I gathered a little extra sand and traveled back home. That literally took all day. Next time I need to find sand closer to my base. Day 21, I smelted all of my sand into glass and got to work building my nether portal room. And of course I'm going to have to move this nether portal. Anyway, by midnight, I managed to finish the glass enclosure and replace the nether portal. I'm gonna keep working on this room, but I really think it looks good for now. Day 22, I went to the nether for the first time to pick up some glowstone. This would have been a complete waste of time, but on the return trip, I actually found the nether fortress. I'm not going into it right now though, I want better stuff first. At least I got some fancy lights for my nether portal room balcony. I think this build is finally done. Day 23, I woke up with a certain vengeance in my heart. We are almost a quarter through these 100 days, and I still don't have diamond armor. So from days 23 to 26, I mine non-stop, hoping to change that. You know what that means? Day 27, I spent smelting and organizing my riches from that mining montage. I ended up with 32 diamonds, which for 2 hours of mining seems kind of low, but it's more than enough for full diamond armor. Mission accomplished. I also ended up with stacks upon stacks of iron and gold, which will help me through my nether explorations as well. Day 28, I decided it was finally time to make a villager breeder. Having lots of villagers on hand makes Minecraft significantly easier, which is why villager breeders are an essential part of every Minecraft world. This might be the ugliest thing I've ever built, but it's housing villagers, so that's okay. By nightfall, I had 2 villagers in my makeshift breeder. Day 29, I continued messing around with villagers. In this clip, I'm throwing them bread, so they'll hopefully breed in about 5 minutes when I'm okay, they're doing it right now. I don't want to talk about it. Day 30, I make my first stick trade villagers. These villagers will buy 32 sticks from you for 1 emerald, making this one of the best deals in the entire game. The only problem with villagers is if you punch them by accident, their trades go up, and the only way to get them back down is, well, I mean... Day 31, I take a break from the villagers and start work on my real permanent base. I want this base to be inside the mountain, but also visible from the outside, sort of like a hybrid type base. I didn't get very far in it today though. This project will take a lot of time. Day 32, I work on the base all day. You can sort of see what I'm going for at this point, which is always a good sign. Day 33, I work on the base all day. That's actually a lie. I ran out of materials really fast and spent most of the day in the mines gathering more. Day 34, I beat the Ender Dragon. Just kidding, I worked on the base all day. I actually ended up finishing the base today. I know, none of you expected that. Anyway, dumb jokes aside, I actually think this base looks really cool, and I'm proud to have built it. Day 35, I didn't do anything. I guess I was tired from building or something. I just ran around in circles for 10 minutes and called it a day. Oh well. Day 36, I created my first librarian villager. It took a lot of effort, but eventually I got him to sell me a Fortune 3 book at a fairly reasonable price. Thank you, sir. Day 37 was a farming day. I'm not gonna dwell on it for too long because I'm sure you're all sick of farming by now, but hey, we're making good progress. Day 38 was another day of villager harassment and murder. I swear I don't mean to hit them, but once I do, there's really no other way out. They have to die. Anyway, nothing really got done today. Villagers are just so annoying. Day 39 was more of the same. I chopped more trees, harassed more villagers, and by the end of the day, I managed to buy a Looting 3 book. Progress. Day 40, I realized I needed way more leather for my villagers than my cow farm was currently producing. Armed with my Looting 3 sword, I hit the road, murdering any sign of life that crossed my path. Wow, Looting 3 is really good. Look at all of these items. Day 41, I spent mining for cobblestone for a new project. More on that later. I really need to get a new pickaxe. This one still feels really slow. Day 42, I finally began work on my new project, a mob farm. Mob farms are really handy for repairing mending tools, and they're just useful to have for mob drops in general, so I figured it was a good time to start building one. I didn't really get much done today, but I have plenty of time, so that's okay. Day 43, I built most of the mob farm frame. I quickly ran out of cobblestone though, so that that probably means tomorrow is a mining day. As expected, day 44 was a mining day. I really hope this is enough to finish the mob farm. I don't ever want to have to do this again. Day 45, I finally finished the outer shell of the mob farm. I did run out of cobblestone when I was almost done, but I just mined some off the mountain, which was much faster. The only thing left to do now is add water and trapdoors. Day 46, I added in water and trapdoors. I mean, what did you expect? Once the farm was done, I spent the rest of the day trying to figure out the optimal place to stand to increase mob spawn rates. I didn't figure it out yet, but I'm sure I will eventually. Day 47, I started the day off with some nice mob farm testing. I couldn't get it to work well, but I was pretty close to figuring it out. Mobs just keep despawning out of it for some reason. Anyway, once I was bored of that, I delivered more bread to the villager room. Yes! Make babies! Day 48, I finally figured out how to make my mob farm work. If I set my render distance to the lowest possible value and stand near the mob farm, mobs have nowhere else to spawn and are forced into the spawner. I'm glad I figured that out. It'll be nice to know once I get mending and all of my tools. Day 49, I decided to go on an adventure to find kelp. You need kelp to make water elevators work, which are almost 10 times faster than ladders and require no effort. I ran almost 1,000 blocks away from my base and found an ocean with tons of kelp. I forgot my bed again like an idiot though, so I just spent the night on this little wooden raft. Day 50, I returned home from my adventure and started prepping for my water elevator project. The main hassle was finding magma blocks and soul sand, both of which only spawn in the nether. I did get lit on fire a few times, but I made it out okay. Days 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, and 56 were all spent building my water elevator. It took so long because I suck at building these things, I'll admit that. I also enchanted my pickaxe with mending in that time frame, so at least it wasn't a total waste. With my first 100 days video in mind, here's me being obsessed with my water elevator for a second time. Day 57, I began working on an enchantment room. Enchantment rooms are kind of made obsolete by villager trading, but they can still be nice to have. I didn't have enough bookshelves to completely max out the room, but I wasn't that far off. I'll probably finish the room over the next couple of days. Day 58, I harvested my farm. It's getting so big now, it's turning into an all-day project. I don't know how I feel about that. Day 59, I decided to start clearing all of the trees off of my big island. It's kind of hard to figure out what to build in this space when it's covered in trees, so today I set out to change that. The nice thing about Minecraft is that trees can regrow almost instantly, so please don't kill me, Mr. Beast. Please. Day 60, I finished cutting down all of the trees. Wow, that looks really weird. I sold most of the wood I chopped down and ended up making over a stack of emeralds. Now that's what I call progress. Day 61, I sheared all of my sheep for the first time ever. I used the wool to make a ton of beds, expanding my villager infrastructure. Day 62, I discovered the new most efficient way to make lots of emeralds. I was getting tons of bones I didn't need from the mob farm, so if I took those bones and turned them all into bone meal, I could bone meal trees for basically forever. I tested this out and it ended up being extremely efficient. Profits, here I come. Day 63, I spent the morning chopping wood and the evening selling sticks. Look how many emeralds I'm making. This method's the best. Day 64, I decided it was finally time for me to go explore the Nether Fortress. First, I needed to make a bunch of preparations though, so I spent the entire day just doing that. This is what I ended up bringing into the Nether. Comment down below if you would have brought something different. With my confidence at an all-time high, day 65, I hopped into the Nether. I thought finding the blaze spawner would be a giant pain, but I found it almost immediately on entry. Well, that saves a lot of effort. The annoying part of this Nether trip ended up being the piglin trading. I figured this would be the quickest way to get ender pearls, but I was so wrong. I just couldn't get these annoying pigs to drop me ender pearls no matter what I tried. I even switched to a dream skin and they still wouldn't budge. I mean, imagine that. I left the Nether with only 3 ender pearls, feeling discouraged. It's fine, I'll come back in a few days to gather the rest. Day 67, I set up a netherwort farm and began brewing potions. Strength potions are definitely the most overpowered potion in Minecraft. No one will change my mind on that. Also, I almost got killed by this enderman. I don't want to talk about it. Day 68, I decided to head back into the Nether. Yeah, this isn't working. This time I went with my old reliable ender pearl strat, the warped forest biome. Tons of endermen spawn in this biome, and it makes gathering pearls super easy if you have the right tools. Day 69, I emerged from the nether victorious with 16 pearls in my possession. Day 70, I continued trading with villagers. All of my villager trading from here on out is for prot, unbreaking, and mending, so I'm not really going to go into much more detail regarding villager trading from now on. I know it's really boring. The next couple of days I just spent harassing villagers and chopping down trees. It's super boring, but having almost perfect armor is essential in the Ender Dragon fight. I promise it'll all be worth it in the end. No pun intended. Day 66 and 67, I set out for the end portal. Traveling was super annoying and took forever, but eventually I found the stronghold about 1,000 blocks away from my base. I placed all the eyes in the portal and then left. I'm not fighting the dragon until day 100. Day 78, I traveled home from the stronghold. I really should have brought a compass or something because I got lost really quickly. I made it home eventually, it just took longer than it should have. Day 79, I finally finished off my enchantment room. I then decided to start terraforming the main island as I had a few ideas of things I could build there. Day 80, I built a little cobblestone path through the area I terraformed. I then built a small watchtower where the skyline of my base was visible. I know it's not much, but I think it adds to my base's aesthetic. Days 81 and 82, I chopped trees with the bone meal method and sold sticks to villagers. This armor makes it all worth it. I also continued to add to my Ender Dragon fight chest. This chest is looking better and better by the day. Day 83, I spent the whole day hunting down pumpkins. Pumpkins are really important in the end as they stop all endermen from attacking you. By the end of the day, I had enough pumpkins to last me a lifetime. Day 84, I repaired all of my tools and armor with my mob farm. It wasn't a very interesting day, but it was a very necessary one. Days 85 and 86 were just standard villager trading days. Day 87, I went back to the mine so I could gather more cobblestone to expand the path that leads around my base. Mining is still one of the most satisfying things in Minecraft. This is so relaxing. Day 88, I expanded the path that leads around my base. I don't know what you expected. Day 89, I actually did something interesting for once. I created a redstone piston trapdoor that will eventually lead to the bigger part of my base. That part will have to be built in the next 100 days though. Like the video if you want to see that. Day 90, I expanded the cobblestone path and built this little Ender Dragon egg monument area. I think this place looks pretty cool. Day 91, I decided it was a good time for some nice relaxing fishing. Yeah, I know it doesn't matter. I'll move on. Days 92 and 93, I built a water elevator that leads up to my nether portal room. There really was no reason to do this right now. I just want to eliminate all ladders from my base before the end of this video. Ladders suck. Day 94, it was finally time. I gathered my items up and spent the whole day traveling down to the end portal room. I sat there all night contemplating what I was about to do, and then at the break of dawn, I jumped into the portal. It all comes down to this.